Has your removal orders been suddenly showing up at a weird and mysterious place? Maybe an old warehouse you haven't used in 2 or 3 years. I'll tell you why that's happening to a lot of Amazon sellers. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. And in this video, I'm going to show you that you're going to need to check your automatic removal settings. Basically, Amazon did this update, and once they did the update, it's reverting to old addresses. I'm going to show you how to fix it. Here's the automatic removal settings. In here, you can choose between when and how often to return or dispose of items that are damaged at FBA. These are typically returns from customers. There are settings where you can put it back into stock or just simply ship it out or destroy it altogether. You can see 45 days, 30 days, 7 days, whatever you want can be set here. Inside of stranded inventory, it will even show you like what caused a stranded item and how likely it's going to be returned or what the automatic removal date is. And part of the update was to automatically remove stranded inventory if it sits too long. Amazon doesn't want this inventory just sitting in an FBA facility. They might have, banned your item or blocked it, and so you have a time clock ticking to make sure you get that reinstated. Otherwise, they're just going to quite frankly, just remove all your inventory. So here is the automatic removal setting you need to change. I'm going to show you how to get here next, but first, this address right here, when you go to this page, very likely of a possibility, will be showing one of your old addresses. This happened to one of my friends, and he's a multi-million-dollar Amazon seller, and he did retail arbitrage. So there's a lot of returns in retail arbitrage, mind you, right? And so we're talking thousands and thousands of SKUs. And what happened was all of a sudden, this old warehouse he used to use started getting 1,000 or more units, just random items, everything from like toothpaste to toothpicks to you name it, showing up at this place. And they thought it was one of those brushing scams on Amazon. It wasn't. It was just simply Amazon's system. When they did the UI update, it reverted to some old addresses. So everybody needs to go in and check this before it happens to you, especially if you've changed addresses where you want those removals to go. So in the past, he had them going to location A, and now they were showing back at location A, even though he's been at location B for 5+ years. So we're talking big time bug in the system right now that's affecting a lot of people. If you're worried that this has happened to you, here's a quick way to check it. You're going to go to Reports, Fulfillment, scroll down on the left-hand side here, and you're going to look for the section that says Removals and click on Removal Order Detail. Inside of this report, you can generate a report for a time period, let's say it lasts 90 days, hit Generate Report. Boom, here we go. Here are all of the order IDs and removals, liquidations, returns, what the status is, and the quantities involved. And while we don't believe there is much of a possibility that Amazon would reimburse you for sending to the wrong/old address, you better believe I would ask, right? And I use a service called My Refund Guy, which I own, to do some of these clawbacks, because there's so much that Amazon owes you when they lose or damage your items. So feel free to check out My Refund Guy. All right, so next let's go over to where you're going to go check your actual address setting. So in the top right, you're going to go to Settings, Fulfillment by Amazon, right there in the very bottom. That's going to bring you to this section. In here, there's automatic unfulfillable settings where you can change the address. When you click that, you may get a pop-up that says Mandatory Review of Value Recovery Settings. You can confirm your removal settings here and your value recovery options, and click OK to configure your settings. This is the tree of value recovery options: unsellable inventory, refurbishment, that would put it back in to be sold, liquidations, if they can sell it and get some money out of it, and finally return or dispose. And then when you scroll down on this page, this is the section for the return address. And in here, you just simply fill in your name, your address, and the rest of these fields to validate that. If the old warehouse is showing, here is where it would be showing. and that's because the UI changes simply wiped some data and reverted it to some old addresses. If this affected you, please leave a comment. Let me know if this video helped you in figuring and sorting this out, or leave any inventory question in the comment section. I come back and answer every question. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing to my Refund Guy.